Greetings and welcome to 15 minutes of daily inspiration. I am so excited to be with you. You don't know the joy that floods my soul when I get a chance to share with you all at 12:30 on Thursday. You're on the New Birth Missionary Baptist Church platform wherever you are, led by our one and only senior pastor, Dr. Jamal Bryant, and I'm your pastor of internet and innovation, the Kingmaker, Kervance, and I am ready to get into the word. I hope you're ready, because if you're ready, I'm ready and raring to go. If you do me a few favors, the only way that we can virtually evangelize in this technological space is with your help. So if you share this to your platform, you're an influencer, and there are some people who will watch and touch into what you tell them to because they value your word. Share this to your platform. If you would also text the last 3 people that you were texting before you tuned in with me, and let them know by putting that link in the text message that it's time to be inspired. And more importantly, if you would engage, I need your comments, I need your thumbs up, I need your hearts, I need your interaction, because this virtual space gives us an opportunity to engage on a level like none other. I'm ready to get into the word. You know, I've been in a series, and today is the last installment of our series when we've been focused on wealth and financial empowerment. And for the last 3 segments, I've talked about investing in your ideas. We talked about in our first segment that you were to invest in the idea that you were worth it. Second time we got into this, we talked about investing in the idea that your purpose is worth it. And then the last time I was with you, you were investing in the idea that your ingenuity is necessary. But today, the last installment, we're talking about investing in the idea that you are valuable enough to be blessed. I just said a mouthful. I want you to invest in the idea that you are valuable enough to be blessed. And with that, I want to get right into this word. I want to get right into this message. I am coming to you from the book of Joel, and I want you to go to Joel chapter 2, and I'm starting at verse 25 in the King James Version. Joel chapter 2, starting at verse 25, and it reads, "And I will restore to you the years that the locust hath eaten, the cankerworm, and the caterpillar, and the palmer worm, my great army which I sent among you. Said, I will restore to you the years that the locust hath eaten, the cankerworm, and the caterpillar, and the palmer worm, my great army which I sent among you." For this last installment, I am literally talking from the subject, I got more than I bargained for. I got more than I bargained for. Type that on the screen. I got more than I bargained for. It's not just a title, it's a proclamation. Because I believe and I proclaim as a man of God that you are going to get more than you're bargaining for. Everything that you deserve is coming your way. The idea that you're valuable enough to be blessed is a real circumstance, and we need to embrace the fact that I'm going to get more than I bargained for. Saints and friends, ladies and gentlemen, I have to be honest with you. I just recently realized that I had become comfortable with struggle. It's a hard reality for me to embrace when I realized that based off of where I had come from, growing up in the inner city, growing up in the hood here in Atlanta, I had always been working hard to prove myself. I knew that I had some innate natural abilities and that God had blessed me with some unusual gifts. And because of that, I was able to supersede and stand out even as a child. But I always had to work for it. I was the smallest guy in the neighborhood. I had to work for it. I was smart, but I knew based off of my circumstance, my situation, and my background that I always had to work for it. I had gifts as a musician and as a drummer, and I always had to work to be the best. It was innate that I had these qualities, but it required that I worked for it. Even when I got into college, had to work prove that I was supposed to be on the dean's list. I had to work to prove that I was supposed to have the scholarship that I had. I had to work to prove who I was in certain situations and areas where everybody else had questions. And I know I'm not the only one who is viewing that has come into a situation that, based off of your zip code, your area code, or your family dynamic, that you've always had to work for. You've had to struggle. You've struggled all your life, and you've put your hard work in. You've put your head down and never gave up on your grind. And although you've accomplished much, it all came about because you had to work for it. You had to struggle. You had to strain to make it happen. And I want to encourage you, your struggle is not in vain. Your struggle is not unnecessary. It is not being overlooked. God has designed some things in your life to be developed because you struggled through it. As I started going through corporate America, it was frustrating because I was putting all the work in and employing all of the skills and the attributes that I had learned from the inner city, learned from having a strong single parent mother, learned from my grandmother and my great grandmother, learned from my environment. And as I started to employ these tools, when I got into corporate America, even though I was working hard and accomplishing stuff, it seemed like people were surpassing me that weren't working as hard as I was. I got to the point where I'm sitting there going, what good is it to work this hard and other people are going to be promoted? What good is it to work this hard and people who work less than I work are doing more? And I believe that I'm not the only one that can testify. You've gotten frustrated where you are, realizing that you're working double time, you're reading harder, that you're going to school to better yourself. You are trying to obtain all of the knowledge. You're staying up late to get up early and do more so that you can succeed and go further. And it looks like folk that don't even work that hard are being promoted. You scratching your head eating Wonder Bread trying to figure out, why is it? How is it? Could it be that I am working too hard? Because it seems like they are working callously, they are working casually, and their casual work is being rewarded. Why is it, God, that I am trying to do right by my husband? I'm trying to do right by my wife. I'm trying to do right by my boyfriend. And it seems as though the folk that play on their mates, that don't even care that much, don't love that hard, are being rewarded with good looking people. And I can't figure it out. Lord, why is it that I'm working so hard and other people who don't work twice as hard get promoted twice as fast? And I know I'm starting off letting you engage in the reality that many of us don't like talking about in the church, but we have a thought process that says, why is it that God rewards seemingly mediocrity? I'm trying, but it looks like I am investing, I am saving, and it's got going into a bag with a hole in it. I can't figure this thing out, but it seems like I am not getting the benefit of all of my blessings. I'm not getting the benefit of all of my sacrifices. I'm not getting the benefit of all of my hard work. And why should I work so hard when other people don't work hard enough? And I hear you out there. It's hard for me to get beyond struggle because I've struggled and strained, and I had to work twice as hard to be twice as good. When I started really getting blessed, friends, I realized that I was still trying to prove myself, even though the hard work had started paying off and I was being promoted and I was being blessed and I was being recognized. I realized that I had, much like Alice Walker, become comfortable in the temple of my familiar as I become comfortable with struggle. I couldn't even embrace all of God's blessings because I was looking back at the struggle, at the strain, and because of what had happened along the journey, when I got to the place where I was receiving all my blessings, my ideas would not allow me to believe that I was valuable enough to be blessed. I'm being transparent because I believe my transparency is speaking to your situation. You've worked so hard, you've struggled so hard, you've watched stuff seemingly get eaten up in your lives. You've watched seemingly circumstances compile on you and compound on you, and now God is ready to give you exactly what you prayed for, and you don't have the idea, the thought, the image in your head that you're even valuable enough to be blessed. You are now second guessing when stuff starts happening on your behalf. You get people to compliment you and you downplay the compliment. People try to put money in your hand and you reject it because you don't feel that you're valuable enough to be blessed. But right now, at lunchtime in 15 minutes of daily inspiration, I want to tell you that the devil is a liar. You are valuable. You need to type it on the screen. I'm valuable. I've worked too hard. I've struggled too hard. I've gone too hard. I've gone too long. And now I've got to believe that I'm valuable enough to be blessed. And here in our passage, it is amazing to me that I've heard people quote this so many times in church, that I will restore everything, all of the years that the locusts had eaten up. I'll restore to you everything that the palmer worm and the caterpillar and the cankerworm had destroyed. But nobody had ever read to me chapter 1, where in chapter 1, it talks about the fact that there is a proclamation that these things were going to happen, that these locusts were not just going to eat up some of the stuff, but what that locust did eat up, I'd send great locusts to eat up what was left. And if they didn't eat up what was left, I'm going to send young locusts to eat up what the great locusts didn't eat, that the first locust didn't eat. And as watching this demise keep happening, that everything that was planted, everything that was supposed to be prosperous, everything that was supposed to grow, to generate revenue and to generate wealth, has been eaten up, and it's been assigned by locusts. It has been assigned by the small things that eat up everything that you've invested in. It's the small insect, that small somebody, that small thought, that small concept, that small circumstance, that small situation that seemingly eats up everything that you are putting down in the ground. Every time you make 2 steps, the locusts in your life come and take you 5 steps back. I know I'm not talking to myself. You realize that it happened over and over again, and you found yourself much like a drunkard, sitting there after everything that you had put out got eaten up. You now become in a drunken stupor. You are depressed. You need something to numb you, and you're in this situation where you're weeping and you're wailing, and as a result, situations are being snatched out of your mouth. These are situations where mighty lions are coming to eat away at everything, because now the small stuff you've overcome, but now the big stuff starts coming, and it starts taking away from you every tree that you're planting in life, every opportunity that you're after. Seemingly, after you overcame the small stuff, the big stuff started coming, and you got frustrated trying to figure out, why am I continuing to put my money in the bank? And every time I put my money in the bank, something happens with the roof on the house. I just bought the house and now I got to replace the roof. I fixed the roof, and after I fix the roof, the plumbing starts going bad and my pipes start leaking. I figure out how to fix the pipes, and then the car breaks down. Somebody knows what I'm talking about, where you get the idea, because of all the stuff that you have gone through, that you are not valuable enough to be blessed. But after all that, you have gone through the chapter 1 in your life, but you can't give up, because chapter 2 is on the way. And here in chapter 2, God now starts to say, read it. Let's go to the NIV version, and I'm out of your way. Joel chapter 2, verse 25, he says, I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten. This is the moment where I need you to embrace the fact that you're going to get more than you bargained for. You thought that I was going to put you through all of that and allow all of that to happen for nothing. No, I tried to get you to invest in the idea that I am God. And if you know that I'm the God of the cattle of 1,000 hills and everything belongs to me, I created you and you are valuable in my eyes. I'm an appraiser and I see how valuable you are. And I need you to know that you're valuable enough to be blessed by me. And I'm going to start paying you back. Everybody that thought you were dead, everybody that thought it was over for you, you are now going to have plenty to eat. Verse 22 says you will have plenty to eat until you are full, and you will praise the name of the Lord your God who has worked wonders for you. This phase of your life is going to be so blessed that you're going to have to push back from the table. This phase of your life is going to be blessed that money is going to be in such abundance that you don't even have anything else you can think of buying. This phase of your life is going to be so blessed that everything that people tried to take from you, you now have the idea that I'm valuable enough and I am ready to receive my blessing. And all that I went through, all of the places that I was comfortable, all of the stuff that I got used to, I'm shaking that thing off. I'm shaking that dust off, and I'm going to get more than I bargained for. Why? Because wealth is mine. Breakthrough is mine. Financial abundance is mine. And I'm expecting God to give me more than I bargained for. I'm so out of my time. I enjoyed that so much. I bless God for the message that he's given me. And I'm praying for you to get uncomfortable with the fact that you are not enough, but embrace the reality that you are valuable enough to be blessed, and you are getting ready to get more than you bargained for. I speak it over your life. This week, you're going to get more than you bargained for. You're going to get checks in the mail that you didn't bargain for. You're going to get loans that were ready to be paid back that you're going to see canceled and paid off in full, and you didn't even have to pay the bill. Your health is going to be 100 for the rest of your life. No more emergency room visits, no slip and falls, no freak accidents. You're going to get more than you bargained for. And if you believe that, put your money where your mouth is. I believe that you ought to put a praise on it through allowing yourself to sow a seed that God, I believe that you are good ground, and this place called New Birth is the place that I can invest because I'm getting more than I bargained for. The prompts on the bottom of the screen. Sow a seed right now because God is giving you a sign. He's giving you a word. He's giving you an inspiration that you're going to get more than what you bargained for, and you can't do it all by yourself. I want you to get connected to the God of more than you bargained for. I want to offer Jesus Christ to you. Christ is still the answer for the world today. If you would click joinnewbirth.org, we're waiting on you because we believe that God is going to give us more than we had ever expected. And if you need prayer, my intercessors, our intercessors are ready and waiting to pray for you. Just email us at prayer@newbirth.org. I've enjoyed this series. I can't wait to come back to you again this Sunday. You know that we've been talking about wealth and investment, and the announcements are coming up, and I want you, if you're in the Atlanta area, to stop by and sow, invest, and drop off as we pray as a pastoral team for everything that you put in your coins in your jar. Stay tuned. These announcements are just for you. I love you, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. Have a drama-free, virus-free remainder of the day. I'll see you when I see you. Stay tuned. We've got more announcements just for you. Peace.
It's time for your video announcement. Join us online for service on Sunday, May 16th, as we commemorate our 37th church anniversary. We will celebrate then and now. As we reminisce on the good old days on Snapfinger Road with Bishop Long, our musical guests are Byron Cage, Darwin Hobbs, and Kevin Bond. That was then and now, and the legacy continues under the dynamic leadership of Dr. Jamal Bryant and the powerful music ministry of Jonathan and Tiffany. We will have a special pull-up event for your business coin offering on Sunday, May 16th from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Please drop off your mason jars, milk jugs, or water bottles. Your change could just be the change your business needs in this season. Please join us online on Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. for Trillionaire Thursday. Each week, financial experts teach on financial literacy, building wealth, investing, and so much more. If you need free groceries, please stop by New Birth on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Just pull up and pop your trunk. Make sure to tell your friends and family. Tamika Mallory proudly announces the release of her new book, State of Emergency: How We Win in the Country We Built. Her book will be available in our Call to Conquer bookstore. Please visit calltoconquer.com or call 678-824-1055. Our pastor is turning 50, and it's time to celebrate. Join us for a special worship service on Sunday, May 23rd. Dr. Sean McMillan will be ministering, and our guest psalmist is the anointed Peter Collins. Also, don't miss Dr. Bryant's birthday celebration on Saturday, May 22nd from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pull up and show your love for our amazing pastor. Please save the date for the following upcoming events. The Glass Ceiling Breakers Women's Worship Encounter will be held on Thursday, May 20th. And Pentecost Celebration will be held on Sunday, May 23rd. Lastly, please save the date for Emerging Generations Graduation Pull-Up Parking Lot Service on Sunday, June 13th. And that's it for your weekly announcement.